Is this on? Yeah. Can you hear me? This works. It's pure coincidence, but a wonderful coincidence that I'm following Michael's talk here, because Michael has set up some of the discussions around fields, and I will continue to discuss fields. But we'll discuss them in different ways. And what I would like to talk about is WikiLeaks, and the idea that WikiLeaks and other similar actors are challenging our notions of what journalism is, and maybe what the journalistic field is. And I'll try to introduce some new ways of thinking about that, and set this up as an area of future study. Now, if you've seen the movie The Godfather 3, the worst of the three Godfather movies, but if you've seen the movie The Godfather 3, there's a scene in it where Al Pacino is talking about wanting to get away from organized crime, and every time he tries to get out, they keep pulling him back in. And that is me and WikiLeaks in many ways, because I started working on my research in WikiLeaks in July 2010, when a lot of people started paying attention to WikiLeaks, because Julian Assange was sending all this stuff out with The Guardian and the New York Times and Der Spiegel, and later El País, Le Monde, and other news organizations. And I started tracking it at that point in time because I noticed there were two interesting things going on at once. There was, on the one hand, this new thing called WikiLeaks, this new way of sharing information. And on the other hand, there were clear implications for journalism that were coming out of this mass unveiling of secret information to a public working with journalism and news organizations, as well as online. And I set this up as a discussion of a problem and a challenge. The problem with new actors like WikiLeaks, like Julian Assange, which I'll talk about a little bit more as we go through, the problem they pose is that they do something different, right? It's materialistically different. It is a different type of media sharing. It's a different platform they're using. They're putting things online, but they still identify themselves as doing journalistic work. They still see what they do as something in a public interest, maybe as a watchdog. They see themselves revealing information, the sorts of things that we see lots of time from our news broadcasters, newspapers, news magazines, news in the most classic sense. So my challenge, or the challenge I've decided to take upon, and the challenge which I really enjoy wrapping my head around, and I'll talk to you about some of these challenges as I've confronted them in today's talk, is to develop a theoretical, conceptual basis to explore tensions around journalism's boundaries, where Michael had those two overlapping fields between journalism and the new media field. I'm looking dead set in the middle. When people ask me about my research, I say I look at the nexus of traditional and new media to try to understand what's happening with journalism in that space. And that's very much what I'm trying to develop understanding of. In doing this,